All right, let's see if we can get this kicked off and started, you guys. So, what's up? Let me get set up here so I can run the camera and see what you guys and chat with you guys at the same time. So, we'll give everybody a minute or two or a few minutes to join while I set up here and we'll get this thing cracking. Let's see. All right. Give me a second, guys. If you're just joining in, I'm just getting set up here. Okay, looks like we might have what we want. You guys hear me okay? And it sounds okay? It looks okay? I think this should be a little bit better than what we're used to. It should be higher quality, so let me know if that's the case. What's up, Andrew? What's up, Dario? Caesar? Bruce? We got everybody in here. So we'll let everybody join up for a second and then we can get this thing rolling. So I'm not like YouTube expert by any means, and honestly, like the whole live thing, I don't know, maybe there's some people out there that know how to experiment with this. I'll probably have to ask Chris from Flyride how he does it, but I need to figure out how to experiment with this because there's ways that you can set up like cameras and do all sorts of weird stuff, but without actually like turning on live and you guys watching it, I don't know how to experiment with it unless I do like some private event or something. So, but yeah, we'll get some people joined in on this, and I got the laptop here so I can see what you guys are saying, and then I got my phone over there, which is where all this video is coming from. So that's why I'm looking this way, is because I'm on the laptop so I can see what you guys are saying, and then the camera's over there shooting this way. So that's what we got going on. Paint Gun Express, what's up? Sounds good. All right, good. What's up, Shane? Indiana, Paint Gun Express. I was at Indianapolis not too long ago, like a month or two ago. Finally caught a live sesh, right on. Loving the build in the Dakota, bro. Thanks, man. I'm actually really enjoying the Dakota build, and we'll get into this chat that we're gonna have. But I didn't think I was gonna enjoy the Dakota build as much as I am. Like I just kind of got it because I figured it would be something that's on a budget that kind of works with my budget, and at the same time, it would be cheap and a fun build. But the more I get into it, I'm liking it a lot. It's really fun, and learning about these older engines, like yeah, I don't know, it's just different. So and at the same time too, you can get parts for cheap for some reason. Well, not for some reason, it kind of makes sense. They're an older truck, and there's a lot more aftermarket stuff available. So to get stuff like those headlights that I picked up, and I put it over there, so I'll show you guys after if you guys want. But the headlights were cheap. They were like 90 something bucks with free shipping, and then they also had bulbs in them. So, and actually not like a cheap bulb either. It's like a Sylvania, whatever, however you say it. It's one of those bulbs as the headlight bulb. So, I mean, even if you went to go buy those bulbs, it's like 10 bucks a piece. So I don't know how they're making money. Chris, I was just telling everybody I need to figure out this live chat thing, because you got this thing dialed in way more than I do. I got my laptop here with my phone facing this way, so I'll have to get you to give me some tips. If you see on here on the chat, Flyride, he's got a cool channel. He does a lot of automotive lighting, but he's got the whole live thing dialed. Like he's taking it to another level compared to what I got. He's got like a bunch of different cameras in every single angle, and you can hit switches and switch cameras. I'm old school. I'll just take that camera and walk around with you guys if you guys want to go see something. Fernando says, hey, what's up, Fernando? Shane says, love all the content, brother. Thanks, Shane. I'm trying to keep it rolling, and I want to get into that too. I don't want to I don't want to give you guys a sob story by any means, but I'm still happy, I'm still content. But yeah, I'm going to be pumping out a lot more content, and I'll get into that shortly with you guys on why. Caesar says, Caesar's Dawn is in, by the way. I was in the middle of watching a recent video. Headlights look nice. Yeah, they're gonna look sick. Actually, Flyride, who's in the chat, we're talking about making them even better. So the look of them looks good, but we're gonna take it from halogen and probably put a projector in there. I was telling Chris from Flyride that I want to make it look like the 4th gen sport headlights that I had on my old truck. So it's already got the black housing and the clear and everything, but I want to get a projector in there, and I think it'll look super cool. So I mean, the styling of that truck isn't that bad. I think it was ahead of its time. It looks pretty good. It's just the headlights and taillights that look crusty as hell. So we'll get those up to speed. Paint Gun Express, hour away from there. Yep. Good builds on the channel. Thanks, man. Yeah, I'm trying to keep it interesting for you guys, and I'm trying to switch it up and give like a taste of everything. So I mean, probably a lot of people that are watching right now, they might not have liked the S2000 build, but I like to keep it interesting. So we're gonna keep switching it up, keep building on different projects. It keeps it interesting and entertaining for myself. Always spinning wrenches on different vehicles and figuring out different things, but at the same time, hopefully the content was refreshing, because like I was mentioning, if I had kept that Ram 1500, like what would we have done? We would have been just doing almost the same thing and documenting the same stuff. It was already full bolt-ons, Pro Charge. Like most people, that's probably beyond the limit that they would take that truck. And I wasn't about to start tearing it apart and putting different pistons and big bores and bore it out and stroke it and do all this other stuff. If it was a light truck, single cab, we might have done that. But with that crew cab truck, a heavy truck, it didn't make sense to me. But this thing only weighs like, I think between 38 and 4,000 pounds depending on the options. That's fully loaded. So I mean, if we start stripping this thing, it's got steel fender liners in it that we could probably shed, spare tire, jack kit. Like this thing will be super light. And if we can get the horsepower up, we'll be flying. Let's see what other questions you guys got. Why didn't you go with long tubes on the Ram? So the reason why I didn't go with long tubes on the Ram is because we're in California, and I really didn't want to get into the whole thing of putting long tubes, because there's no long tubes that are carb legal, and that truck was a street truck. So if it was a full race truck that we trailered it to the strip or something like that, then yeah, we could have done the long tubes. But I still have to run through like the whole carb system here, so I wanted to be compliant with that. I know the truck was crazy, but still wanted to maintain that compliancy, because I don't know, I just didn't want to go down that path of getting into trouble and taking off the cats and all that stuff. So I left all that stuff in place. That's the only reason why, but long tubes are definitely better. Who is Chris? Caesar, Chris is right below you with the finger pointing to Chris. So Chris says, let's get my dude hooked up with the live. Yeah, I definitely need some help with the live, but this camera, I think, and it looks like it's coming through on my laptop pretty clean, so I'm happy with it. This is an upgrade from what we normally have, because normally we had some glitchiness, but this looks alright. Shane says, I wish they would make a new Dakota with Durango front end. I think there's rumors of a new Dakota. I don't know if it's going to be called Dakota, but it's Ram or Ram trucks. I think it's going to be under the Ram truck brand, but they're going to come out with a mid-sized truck. So I don't know, and I made a separate video on this. I don't know if they're going to call it Ram Dakota, because why would they call it Ram Dakota? Like, it used to be Dodge Ram, Dodge Dakota. So Ram Dakota is like just like a weird mix of the two names together. I mean, they might do it, but I don't know, it sounds weird. Andrew says bronze wheels. Actually, some of you guys that are in the know, I don't want to get you guys too excited about this, because then you guys make me do it before I want to do it. The bolt pattern on the Viper is the same as the bolt pattern on the truck. Yeah, ridiculous. So those wheels could potentially go on that truck. So if we lower and slam that truck, I'm going to do it regardless just to try it, but I don't want to do it right now within a monster truck, but we'll end up bolting up those wheels on that truck, and it's going to look insane. Like the dish on the back, those wheels are like this wide in the back. They're like well over a foot wide. They're I think 335s or 345s wide. They're huge. So that thing's gonna look beast, but we'll put it on just for fun. I'm not gonna put those wheels on that truck like permanently, but we'll definitely try it out, just see how it looks, and maybe go to some shows and see what people say about it. It'd be fun. What else we got? Paint Gun Express has got good setup too. Yeah, thanks. Well, I think you're talking about the camera setup, so hopefully it's coming through good for you guys. I Rush for a Kill says, you buy so many parts, you should just make a Boosted Motorsports commercial account at O'Reilly's or AutoZone so you can save more in the future. All you need is the name of the account and an address. Yeah, I mean, I can get into a whole separate video on that stuff. A lot of the parts that we buy, I'm pretty good with finding stuff. I don't make a whole lot of money, and I definitely don't make enough money off of YouTube to support all this stuff, but it's a hobby, it's a passion. I'm doing it because I want to do it. I'm not doing it because it's not some like get rich scheme. That's for damn sure. So, yeah, but I'm pretty good with my money and finding stuff. Like a lot of the parts for the S2000 build were all secondhand. Even a lot of the stuff that we had for the Ram 1500, a lot of that stuff wasn't brand new. So like the supercharger kit, I bought off somebody else who paid full price for it. And I bought it for a certain price and I used it for maybe 6 months. Not that I beat it up or anything, but I used it for 6 months. And when I sold it again, I think, I don't know how you pronounce it, I might mess his name up, Chai or Choi. He, Chuy, however you say that. He's got that kit on his truck now, and I mean, he was happy because he didn't have to pay full price for it, but that's how I like to do stuff and keep it affordable and keep it realistic. It's not like all the parts on any of these cars are all brand new. Those wheels, I got those wheels, they didn't look like that when I got them, but I got the wheels for, I think it was $1,500 with rubber. They're like $8,000 wheels. Some guy painted them, didn't even powder coated them, but painted them black and red and super cheesy, and nobody wanted to touch them. I bought them, sent the wheels off to a powder coater, got them powder coated that custom color, and now everybody likes these wheels, including myself. So I'm just good with doing stuff like that, being creative. A lot of the parts that we'll get for the Dakota are going to be cheap too. So we'll do certain things. Like for example, on the Dakota right now, there is oversized tires on there. Those tires are hand-cooked tires. They're like all-terrain tire, but definitely not the tire that should be on there. They're too big and too tall, and we don't want like off-road tires on that truck. So I will take those tires off those rims. I'll sell those tires. I might get like $400 for them, and then I'll go buy the right tires for the same price. So that's always what I'm doing, is just rotating parts. So even if I buy some, like if I look up in the rafters right now, I have S2000 parts that I don't even need. I'm looking for other stuff. I see certain stuff on there. I'll buy it. I might use it. I might just flip it, and it helps fund this whole thing. So yeah, just being in the automotive industry and knowing what stuff's worth, you can flip parts, and not a lot of the parts that I'm selling or buying, I'm kind of just breaking even on them, and that's how I'm doing a lot of this build stuff. So if you guys want me to go into detail on that at another time, but that's a whole topic on itself. But I'm just very creative with getting the different parts and sourcing them out and making it affordable. So that's how we're doing it, to be honest. All right, let me catch up to some of these comments. Rodrigo, what's up, Rodrigo? One Dope Life. I'm gonna change my TIPM in my 2011 Dodge Ram 1500 tomorrow. Will the truck turn on once I replace it with a new TIPM, so I don't have to get it towed to the dealership? That's a tricky one. I think you should be okay on that, honestly, because that's if I'm not mistaken, that's the whole fuse box, the TIPM. So you should be okay on that. I think it's the PCM that has all the programming in it. I don't think the TIPM does. Don't quote me on that. There might be somebody else in the chat that can comment on that. I haven't had to change one myself, honestly, but I'm pretty sure you should be okay. But somebody else might be able to verify that, but I think you should be all right. Ray says, love your channel, very informative. Thanks, Ray. Put a 392 Hemi in that Dakota, would be sick. So the plan is with the Dakota, I'll just lay it out right now. We're gonna take the Magnum and see how far we can push it. So a lot of people want to see that. I'm kind of curious, and one of the things with the Dakota is you'll notice there's a lot of people, super helpful people. I don't want to bash them by any means, but there's a lot of people that there's a certain way that they've done things all the way along, and I'm listening to a lot of that advice, don't get me wrong, but I want to try to put a little bit of my own twist on it and experiment a little bit. So like I said, I'm not smarter than anybody, I don't claim to be, but I want to experiment, try different things with the Dakota and see if I can get the power out of it we need. I mean, that's almost a 6-liter engine. It's bigger than a 5.7-liter Hemi. So the displacement is there, it just can't breathe. So if we can get that engine to breathe, we should be able to get the horsepower out of it. So I saw some people commenting on the heads and stuff like that. So I've done a little bit of research already on the heads. Like I said, I kind of new into this Magnum engine. I know the Hemi stuff from what we did before, but on the Magnum engine, the heads don't flow very well. They flow okay, but I mean, they're iron heads, so they're not cast aluminum. Edelbrock sells a set of heads that flow better than these ones, and they're not crazy priced. They're like $800 or something for the pair. And then Hughes Performance actually can take those heads and make them flow even better. So you have aluminum heads, so they cool better, flow better, and that might be a way to sit there and try to get that thing to breathe. So between that and the intake manifold, the thing is just choked up. So even like honestly, when you floor it, you can hear it. So we'll get some in-car or in-truck videos soon of it once we get it all running. And I actually just fired it up right before this video. So I got everything running, got it back together. It sounds way better and it seems much more responsive now. So I didn't let it get up to full temperature just yet because I still have to add some transmission fluid to it. But just stabbing the throttle a little bit, it seems a lot more lively than it did before. So I probably should show you this. I actually kept these here. So we changed the cap and rotor, and you guys will see this all on a video that I'll edit and post. But so we changed the cap and rotor, but it was all burnt out. So hopefully you guys can see that. But all the terminals were all burnt. And then here's the best part. Look at the plugs that were in it. So this one, obviously there was water in where the spark plug goes, but I mean, these things were just roasted. They were all burnt to crap. And yeah, these plugs definitely had their day. So yeah, it's running way better, and I haven't even driven around the block. That's just starting it. Before, when I started it, like some smoke and stuff would come out from underneath the hood because the oil was just dripping onto the exhaust manifolds. I didn't get any of that. It started up clean, sounded good, and no smoke. So, but yeah, I'll be documenting that in a future video here for sure. Let's see, what else we got? Where was I here? Sorry, I'm just scrolling here. Oh, so as far as the engine, I think I got slightly off track there. So let me just say this. So what we're going to do is try to see how fast we can get that 5.9 to go. So we'll probably do naturally aspirated for a bit and see how much power we can get out of it. Maybe do some porting, an intake manifold for sure, because that keg, that big round, that's what for those of you guys that aren't familiar with those engines, they nickname that big intake manifold the keg. It's like, it looks like a mini beer keg just laying it out. So it flows terrible, and everybody replaces it with an actual like runner type one. So we might do that, or probably do that, because that's going to be one of the biggest upgrades. And I want to put a cam in it probably, but then I want to put a super aggressive cam. So apparently the cam in this thing is like super choked out. So it has the same cam in this 5.9 that the 5.2 has. So I want to upgrade that, but then you get into having to get dual valve springs and some 1.7 roller rockers, which everybody knows about. So it's, if I wanted to put a mild cam in it, I probably could. But if we're going to do it, I want to do it right. I want to put a big cam in it. I want to put, I'm definitely going to have to put the springs in there to support it. And then it all spirals downhill from there. So then we start to get into, well, should we put the springs on those heads? Should we get those heads ported? What intake manifold should we put on it? What throttle body? And it just goes from there. So anyways, I want to do that. And then also I've found twin turbo kits on this for this truck for $1,200, between $1,000 and $1,200 from eBay. So you can actually get a twin turbo kit. It comes with the manifolds and all the piping and E-fan and all that stuff. You guys can check it out. So just go to eBay, type in 5.9 liter turbo kit, and you'll see it. Or I can link it for you guys if you guys want to check it out. But I was looking at it. Obviously the components aren't going to be ideal, but I wanted to put that thing on and boost the crap out of it, and we'll see what happens. Because if we do that, I think we'll be able to get it to go fast. We'll probably blow the tranny out of it, but yeah, it's going to be a fun project. So I'm just trying to get it running right. We'll take it, see how it is. Like, I don't know, with just changing the plugs and the wires and all that stuff. We'll take it to the track with the right tires on it and just see what it runs bone stock. I don't think it's going to be very fast. Actually, I know it's not going to be very fast, but Oh, also you'll find out, before I forget, in tomorrow's video, somebody mentioned that it might have an upgraded Mopar PCM. It does. So I checked the part number on it. It does have an upgraded PCM, so it changes some of the shift points, raises the RPM a little bit. It's kind of like old school from back in, like, I guess the early 2000s or late 90s. You could go and buy a whole PCM from Mopar and just plug it in, and it had different programming or mapping in it. So that's what that thing actually has in it. So we lucked out there, got that, but we'll end up programming it afterwards. But just so you guys know, it does have a different computer in it. So that's a free bonus. So after we do the twin turbo thing and see how that all works, if we go that route, then we would do a motor swap. So I want to see how far we can push that motor. If it pops and then we decide we're done with that motor, then we'll probably do like a Hellcat swap or something. So I'm saying that no, so nonchalant, but that's what I want to do. So push that motor till, you know, if we start making good power with that motor, we'll just leave it. But yeah, if we get tired of that motor or tired of the build, then we'll switch everything up and put something big in there, like a Hellcat swap or something like that. What else we got? Bruce, Dakota concept has been tossed around for years, has rear doors like a minivan, pretty sick concept. Yeah, it'd be cool. I don't think you're gonna see a two-door Dakota. Like, look at what they did with the Ram. They got rid of the two-door Ram too. I don't know if they should come out with another two-door Ram in the 5th gen, but I don't know if you'll see a two-door Dakota come out. Even those ones are super rare, which you guys let me know pretty quickly. I honestly didn't know how rare these were until you guys let me know all that. So there's only, for those of you guys that don't know, 1999 in this intense blue two-door trucks, there's only 299 of them made. And I think that was just period. I don't think that was just for the US. I think that was for North America. So some of them probably went to Canada, and some of them probably rusted out, some of them probably got crashed. So I don't know how many of those there are. But yeah, it's pretty cool to know that there's not that many of those trucks. Shane Smith says, really, I didn't see that. I still call my Ram a Dodge Ram. I can't help it. Yeah, I know. Some people got mad at me before for calling it a Dodge Ram, but you know, I actually owned a Dodge Ram before. Even in, I had a 2009. I'm pretty sure it was a Dodge Ram in 09. I think they switched in 2010. So, plus I have an 05. Well, I have two. My dad has a 2005 just crew or quad cab, and then I also have the 2005 SRT10, which probably, I mean, we're getting distracted a little bit with this project right now, but I'm probably going to go pick up the SRT10 in the fall. So we'll have that here, but right now I don't even know where I would put it. One of these would have to go outside, or I might have to do something different to have all these vehicles in here. What drop are you gonna go with on the Dakota? I'm gonna have to research that. I want it to be low, like you guys see how everything else is, so I want it to be super aggressive. So obviously it's not gonna be a daily driver for me. It'll be a cool little truck to go and pick stuff up, or you know, go to the store in, but I want it to be slammed. So it's either gonna be, I might see what a 2.4 does, like 2 inches in the front, 4 inches in the back, but realistically, I think there's another kit that's, I think there's a 3.5, I don't know if there's a 4.7. So, I don't know, I want it to be slammed though, so I'm going to get at least the right tires on it, see what it sits like, and then we'll go from there, but it's going to be slammed, it's going to look good. So, I mean, you guys see what the rest of the stuff looks like, so it's going to look pretty good for sure. Caesar says, do it. Cinematic video will be cool. Viper wheels on truck. Definitely gonna do that. We just gotta lower the truck first. So once we lower it, we'll mess around with the wheels. Let's see what else. Sorry, I'm scrolling here. Scrolling to catch up with you guys. I don't know what Gerardo said. Something troca. I think it's Spanish. I don't speak Spanish. I wish I spoke Spanish. Dario says, interested in many of the things you do with automotive stuff, the vinyl cutter, DIY, home, internet, connected reviews, etc., etc. Place is awesome. Much appreciated for all you do. Thanks, Dario. I mean, I'm just trying to, I honestly do a lot of different stuff. So whether it's, you know, the Wi-Fi that's connected to these devices right now, I've always just done all my own home repairs, my car repairs, all that stuff. So I just started obviously documenting all the car stuff. I want to say like a couple years ago now. And it's, you know, now we have this kind of community to it. So I want to do some of that stuff with the other things that I do. So, you know, the vinyl cutters and some of that other stuff, you know, hanging HDMI TVs on the wall and routing the cables, or hooking up a home surveillance system. I'm doing all that stuff. So figure why not share that stuff with you guys, and if you guys found it helpful or find it helpful, cool. That channel, I haven't really spoke about it much lately, but that channel is called The Garage, so I'll link it again too for you guys, but I have another channel at least, The Garage. I also have another Boosted Motorsports channel that I'm not too sure what kind of content I want to put on that. It's kind of like a backup channel. There's not too much on there, but yeah, that's kind of where I'll leave that for now. I've just been experimenting, trying to see like if there's more traction or not on other channels. So, because this channel that we're on right now, I made this in 2008, but I didn't really do too much about it, and I only started using it a few years ago. So I don't know, with YouTube's algorithm, I wanted to experiment to see if starting a new channel would be any different, but yeah, I haven't dialed that in yet, so we're just cranking up content on this channel. David says, have you fixed the exhaust leak yet? No, I haven't fixed the exhaust leak, so I do want to put some headers on it, but I'm just trying to get the oil leaks fixed for now. So where we're at right now, we have kind of the truck tuned up. I should have most of the oil leaks fixed. The valve cover leaks are fixed. Also the grommets, I got new grommets in, Mopar grommets, the box for it's over there. But I got the grommets for those Mopar for Performance valve covers. So that part's fixed. And yeah, I've just been running through all the leaks. I'm gonna put the power steering rack, so I got a new power steering rack, I rebuilt one on the floor here. And because that power steering rack is just puking out everywhere. So I'm gonna put that in, and then hopefully I should be able to move this truck around, because right now I have it parked on top of a carpet just so that it doesn't just gush oil all over the place. And even when I was sitting outside parked for a little bit there, I had like towels and stuff underneath it, and it was just soaking them. So the guy that I guess had it before, he just parked it outside on the dirt, so it never really mattered where it was leaking, and he just kept topping it up with oil. So but here it's a little different, and I'm trying not to have that. Also, I'm surprised, I don't even know if I want to say this, but I'm almost surprised that the truck never caught on fire, because it was leaking so much oil out of the back. Like, even if I just started it and idled it, there was smoke coming out of it. And like, there was the wires, the spark plug wires were just sitting on the exhaust manifolds. One of the main harness wires, like the loom, was like melted a bit. It was sitting on the manifold. So I think that engine has been removed before. I don't think, it might be the original engine, but I think it got rebuilt. So I was hoping there might be some goodies in it. I don't know. But that whole drivetrain has definitely been yanked and put back in, because all the fuel lines and where the loom for the wire harnesses around the engine, all that stuff isn't clipped in to where it should be. And the only reason why it would be unclipped is if the motor came out. So I don't know if somebody popped the motor at some point, or they took it out and did something to it. Your guess is as good as mine, but it's definitely been messed with before. And even like the fuel line was sitting there just laying on the exhaust manifold, so I had to move all that stuff around and fix it, so so it wouldn't catch on fire. But yeah, I'm glad that it's, you know, I'll tell you guys, it's in good hands, that's for sure. We're sorting through the truck. What else? Paint Gun Express, smash that thumbs up. Thanks, brother. No, I appreciate your support. I always see, you know, rooting for me, and I do appreciate everything you guys do, and, you know, sharing the videos, and, you know, commenting and engaging with it. So that's what I want to see. It's like, at the end of the day, if you guys found it helpful or entertaining or enjoyed it in one way or another, that's what I'm trying to do. So I appreciate the support. Parmo, sticking with the painted RT wheels or going a different route? I'm definitely going to keep those wheels, so I won't get rid of them. I'm probably going to put the right size tire on it, rock it for a bit, and see what wheels we find. For now, I want to get the right size tire on it, put a drop on it, and get it sitting right and getting looking right. After we should be getting ready, like wrapping up, getting it running properly, and it's clean, and it should be done that way. So I want to get it sitting nice, looking good, running correctly, and then we'll start upgrading stuff and making things better and faster and all that kind of thing. So, because I don't want to like drive it and it's all like riding high and sloppy and all that stuff and trying to make it go fast that way. I want to get it, you know, handling right, sitting right, looking right, you know, get it stable, and then we'll start adding the power to it that way. So that's the plan. I have seen that Dakota for sale on Facebook Marketplace. Such an awesome project. Yeah. So I was sitting there and I messaged the guy, and we ended up making it happen. So I kept you guys up to date. I wasn't sure if it was going to happen, but pulled some strings, and here we go. We got a new project truck. Bruce says, the girlfriend wants to know what you do for a living. So yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to talk to you guys about. So I've always been, I shouldn't say always been, but for the last 5 years or so, I've been in the automotive industry. So been working with a company that's sells automotive parts, I should say. And right now we're kind of at how should I say this? Kind of at a point where I'm kind of doing contract work for them. So that's like before I was full time, now I'm contract based. So I kind of have more free time, but at the same time, I need to figure out a way to generate income. So obviously, like I try not to have a lot of debt. I'll just tell you guys that. So the vehicles are paid for. I'm pretty good with my money, but I still have expenses, still have bills, and you guys see me ordering all this stuff, and it's all on my own dime for the most part. So I mean, we've got a few sponsors along the way, and I appreciate if any of the sponsors are watching. I appreciate that. So Swift Springs, HP Tuners stepped up, and a few other ones. JD and Mastar gave us a bunch of bulbs for different vehicles. So thanks to those guys. But all the other stuff, like pretty much 90%, 95% of the mods that you guys see that we do on the channel, that's all funded on my own dime. So that's why I was mentioning in some other videos, I'm gonna start kicking off the Patreon stuff. Still gonna deliver the content the same way, but I'm trying to figure out how to package it so that we can do that stuff, and if it's within certain members or subscribers' means to kind of give me a hand in, so to speak. And I don't want to sound like I'm asking too much, but if there's certain people that enjoy the content and can support me in that way, I'm gonna try and do that because I like doing it. Honestly, I'm gonna do it regardless. But the only thing I'm don't want to see happen is that I have to slow down on the mods and all that stuff, because I like delivering it to you guys fast paced. Like we've only had the truck for 2 weeks, and we've got all the parts just rolling in. We're working on it, and I think that's how it has to be. Like, woo! Like, where were you 2 weeks ago, buddy? Like, I already know. So I know how the whole thing works. I'm trying to keep it exciting for you guys, but at the same time, like, it's costing money. So that's why I wanted to do this cheap Dakota project, so that we keep the cost low and keep it interesting. But I want to try and do the Patreon thing, and hopefully it all works out where if you guys support me, I'll support you guys back. So I'll release that information pretty soon. But as far as work goes, like I said, I'm doing subcontract work, so I don't have as much income as I did previously. So I'm gonna have to try to fill the gaps somehow, and I'm just trying to make sure that budgets don't have to be cut with the channel. So that's where we're at. I guess I'll throw this out there too. If there's anybody out there that wants different stuff, whether it's help with social media or any of the stuff, or you have a business that you need help with, I've been in the automotive industry for a while. Even though I'm sitting here in a tank top and I'm usually wrenching with you guys, like I have a bachelor's in business. So there's a whole other side of me that you guys don't see, and it's very strategic and planned. So I've worked with other companies to make the money, and that's what I do on the side. That's what kind of pays for the toys, and then this is just me being me and my outlet and having fun with you guys. So that's kind of the short story of the long. So if you guys have any questions, feel free to ask me. But I think, and I was talking to Fly Ride as well, I think I kind of want to start helping some companies put out content. I have a lot of companies that approach me and they ask for help with their product. Like, hey, can you put this on your car, or can you make a video on this thing or that thing? And a lot of times, some of the stuff, just for like out of respect for you guys, I'll deny companies from putting advertising their product on this channel. So I kind of want to help certain companies that have good products, companies that aren't sure about social media, try to get that stuff rolling for them, give them some video contents, film it, edit it, and give them a way to get exposure, because this whole thing is what's going on. So a lot of companies might be old school advertising in like newspapers or radio, but this advertising is kind of the way things are going. So I want to be able to help companies do that, and I think I think that's what I want to try to do. So with my own YouTube channel and then maybe helping some companies. But if you guys know anybody or maybe you have a company, hit me up. We can talk ideas. But yeah, that's what I do. So hopefully that answers that question for you guys. Let's see what else you got. Life with our damn. How did that truck get so shiny? Well, somebody shined it with me. That's how we got it all polished. Shane says, looking big, been hitting the gym. No, actually I haven't been hitting the gym. I've been sick all week. So if you guys, been watching me for a while, you'll know that I sound kind of like the guy from the Clear Eyes commercial. Yeah, I've been all stuffed up, and it was just until today I started feeling decent again. So I haven't been hitting the gym, unfortunately. So I got to get back. I've been putting it on the back burner. Darren says, I'm recently purchased O2 Ram 1500 single cab, 2-door, 2-wheel drive, short box, only 80,000 miles, all factory 5.9, 360. Did a 2.4 drop, and now watch and see what you do with Dakota so I can try to. Yeah, that's awesome, Darren. So yeah, those trucks are solid, honestly. The only thing is the transmissions on them, and that's the issue I'm gonna have with this. But these engines, we actually had a 1999 Ram Sports 1500 before. My dad had one, and that thing went forever. But transmission didn't last forever, but the engine definitely did. So congrats on the truck, man. That thing must look sick with a 2.4 drop on it too. Shane says Brucey doesn't share that. So there you go. Shane, I kind of shared a little bit on what I do on the side too. Ray says thumbs up. Thanks, Ray. Lewis, do you recommend me to buy a Dakota that has 200,000 miles? Lewis, my truck has 167 miles, so 167,000 miles. So yours isn't that far off. Yeah, I would say go for it as long as the price is right. If you're not overpaying for it, if it's super cheap, then go for it. But mine has 167 miles. You guys saw the history on it. It's definitely has 167 hard miles on it, but it's fun for me. So and I might want to add, if you're going to wrench on it yourself, it might be okay. If you're going to be paying somebody to do the work for you, you might want to avoid it depending on what shape it's in, because I would hate to see you buy that and then have it always in the shop. Enrique says, I've been following your journey with the Dodge Dakota RT, and I'm happy on what I see, bro. Keep it up, man. Doing great. Thanks, man. No, I appreciate the support. I always see it in the comments, so I do read the comments, so I appreciate it. And yeah, if you guys like a video too, do me a huge favor and share it. I honestly don't have enough time to share it in all the different groups, and I don't want to be spamming them. But if you guys find a video helpful, share it, whether it's Facebook or wherever you guys think. Usually Facebook is probably the easiest, but share it where you think it'll help somebody or somebody will enjoy it, because that's how we'll get this channel to grow. And if the channel grows, then the whole kind of money issue that I was talking about earlier probably will go away too. So I'm trying to just keep this little channel operating like a big channel. Like you'll see like some of the other channels like Goon Squad, and there's other channels where they do rebuilds, but they have like hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and that's full time for them. That's their living, is waking up and doing YouTube. So I'd like to get there, but I'm not there yet. But I'm giving you guys, I feel like I'm giving you guys the content of those bigger channels of constantly keeping a build going. So that's the plan anyways. Paint Gun Express, if you're new here, subscribe. Yeah, thanks, man. You're always like on it with all the subscribe and the thumbs up and shit. I appreciate it. I always see it, and it puts a smile on my face, so thank you. What else we got? Bruce says, Shane, Google that Dakota concept I saw. Yeah, so there is a new Dakota concept, but I think it's just a rendering. I don't think it's released from Dodge. Braden says, bro, I can't wait till you supercharge it or pro charge. It's gonna be awesome. That's the plan. So we're gonna try to get it running as good as possible. NA, like just simple bolt-ons, and then once we run out of ideas or run out of bolt-ons to do, then we'll definitely be adding boost. I mean, this is Boosted Motorsports after all. I know nothing in here has boost at the moment, but we had a turbocharged S2000 before, and we had the pro charged Ram, so we got to do it again. What else we got? What up, Jonathan? Jonathan there, Najari Entertainment. He's the one that kind of did some of the stuff with it. You'll see him on the channel. I think he's coming to help me tomorrow. So you'll see Jonathan quite a bit, hopefully, on the channel. Thor says, I have a 15 Ram RT, and if they don't offer 2-door by 2021, I'm gonna piss. Can't wait to see what you do with this 5.9, but that blue paint already turned out good, bro. Yeah, I mean, the truck looks good from here, and we did a really good job polishing it, and it looks, honestly, I'm looking at it through here in the feed. It looks awesome. I promise you it's not as good as it looks up close. It's shiny. Where the paint actually is on the truck, it is shiny, but it's got a ton of scratches and damage and stuff, so it's been through years of abuse. I would like to be able to repaint it at some point the same color. I think it would be cool, but yeah, I mean, it looks all right from here for sure. It's like a good 10-foot paint job right now, 10 feet away. What else we got? The garage. Definitely have to check that out. Yeah, so the other channel is called The Garage. I'll link it for you guys too here. 12:30 here, work tomorrow. Good night, bro. All right. If you haven't left already, see you later, Shane. Thanks for joining us. Max says, are you going to change the back bumper after all? Yeah, so we'll probably, I want to get a different roll pan on the Dakota. It's kind of least of my worries right now. I want to get everything else sorted out, but I do want to probably put a different roll pan in there or figure something out there, because I don't really like the one that's on there. The plate sits below the actual roll pan. There's some roll pans that come down like this to kind of tie everything together and the plate, but right now it's like I have a flat roll pan and the plate sits out like 2 inches below the roll pan. It looks kind of funny. What else we got? Max. Yeah, Max about the bumper. Where is Amanda? Amanda's not here. David, when you put header on, you will have to shave the back ears on both sides of the motor block. Yeah, I haven't researched too much on the headers and what mods we'll have to do, but if we have to modify something to put the headers on, that's okay. I'm okay with that. Braden says, how much do you think that motor can make in horsepower? I haven't, I mean, the displacement's there, we talked about earlier. So it's got a 5.9 liter, 360 cubic inch, whatever. But I mean, we should be able to make a decent amount of power on naturally aspirated. If we turbocharge it and put pistons in it and it's able to hold it, I mean, turbocharged with some boost, it should be able to hold. I don't want to get caught with my foot in my mouth, but it should be able to hold 600-700 pounds if we have the proper pistons and everything in there. The transmission definitely won't take that, but I think naturally aspirated, we should be able to, get it into the 400 or 500 mark in and around. I don't know, we'll have to do quite a bit of work to get it there, but it's got the displacement, it needs to breathe. So we're gonna have to start working on it and we'll see where we end up. But I'm shooting numbers in the dark right now because like I said, I still have to do my research on which mods do what and stuff like that. I know we need a new intake, I know we need a cam and springs and on, but how much horsepower each one gives. A lot of guys, I don't think a lot of guys have made a ton of jam with these things, so I know there's definitely some guys out there, but I want to see where we can push things to. What else? We need a wrench handed out to keep the channel clean. What does that mean? We need a wrench handed out? I don't get it. Daniel says, shirts and hoodies. Yeah, so if you guys look, I don't know about below this, you'll see shirts and hoodies below. So I do have Boosted Motorsports shirts and hoodies. They're below there if you guys want to click on and check them. So I've just been trying to do different things, but like I said, I'm pretty humble about the channel and I enjoy doing it, but I want to be able to support the channel in the way that I want to deliver it. So right now, you guys see how I want it to operate, where we got parts constantly rolling in. I'm just letting you know with me working part-time right now that I'm hoping I can keep the momentum rolling, but that's where if you guys can, that's where I would like to, turn on the Patreon thing and those who can, maybe help out or whatever you want to call that. We'll see if we can make that happen. So I'll get into that more later, but yeah, that's kind of where we're at right now. So like I said, I'm only working part-time right now, so I gotta make sure I'm not homeless. It'd be cool to have a Dakota, but I don't want to be homeless at the same time. What else we got? Ben says, when you swapped your 4th gen RAM to all LEDs, you came across those Louis, I don't even know how you say that either, but Louis bulbs, and I tried them on my whole 18, love them. Only problem is that the license plate ones keep rubbing on the lens. Yeah, it does rub on the lens, but I never found it to be an issue. But those were the ones that we found that didn't throw the stupid bulb out indicator, unfortunately. What else? Ben, what could be causing that, and were they in a problem? Yeah, they were. The ones I was using were still rubbing on the lens, so it never caused an issue though, just so you know, but it did rub on the lens when I installed the LEDs in the license plate housings on the 4th gen Ram. But I wouldn't worry about it. I ran them for a year or two, probably almost 2 years, and I never had any issues, and that was in, you know, over 100-degree temperatures in SoCal, so I think it'll be okay. Braden says I have 2000 Dakota 4.7 V8, 84,000 miles. It was in a flood and took off. The dual exhaust pretty clean though. Nice. Nice. Yeah, I mean, this one's a salvage title too, so that's part of the reason why it was cheap as well, but you got a lot less miles than me, so I'm jealous. Dylan says what happened to the Ram. So if you followed the builds on the Ram, we built it all the way up and then we parted it out, put it all the way back to stock, and then we moved on from that project. Because I felt like I did almost every video that you could possibly do on that truck. I showed you how to change transmission fluid, the engine oil, the spark plugs, all the maintenance stuff, how to change the rear differential fluid, how to change the front brakes, how to change the back brakes, all the little mod stuff. And I was honestly just getting bored of it. So we put it all back stock, sold it. All those videos are still here on the channel, but we started getting other vehicles so we could do the same thing with all the other ones. So that's why you guys probably saw, I think today it was, that I posted the video on the valve covers for the Dakota. I want to do the same thing, but with multiple vehicles, and try to help everybody out that has different vehicles and, you know, create good content for each vehicle. So that's the plan. R Shot says, I'm still enjoying your content. Yep, I don't have a problem. Donate a few dollars here and there. Keep it up, brother. Thanks for the support, man. I do appreciate it. So, yeah, I'll talk a little bit more about that later, but I do appreciate it. Twin turbo Dakota, simply badass, Stereo said. That's the plan, man. That'd be cool if we twin turbo it. So like I said, there's like $1,000 to $1,200 eBay turbo kits, twin turbo kits for those on there. They come with the manifolds and everything. And even if the turbos are junk, and we upgrade the turbos, we put like some good Turbonetics turbos on there, and we got the manifolds, that would be, I can't even imagine. The thing would fly. Even if it can't breathe right now, we'll just shove air down its throat and it'll be able to breathe. So I think, like, honestly, if you guys wanted to, we could just twin turbo it and just leave the intake manifold that's on there. We'll just pressurize the thing. What else we got? Get it wrapped. Yeah, I might wrap it. Jonathan said I'll be there tomorrow. All right, cool, man. We'll see you tomorrow. Monty Ryder. Let's see. Monty Ryder. So it says, I'll throw some donos your way if you install one of those badass headlights you got. Great content. Been watching since 14 Ram vids, as I have a 17. Keep it up. Yeah, thanks, Monty. I'm definitely going to be putting some nice headlights on this. I'm trying to do something similar. I want to modernize this Dakota so that it looks as new as possible. Like I said before, I think the body lines on these Dakotas look good, but the headlights definitely need some help. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to try to make this as clean as possible. I guarantee you I'll get this thing looking good though. You guys can see the other stuff. You guys saw the last Ram. It'll look tight for sure. Let's see. Bruce says, I'll buy a hoodie for sure, spreading the word on the East Coast. Thanks, Bruce. Like I said, appreciate the support, every single one of you guys. I do appreciate it. So I'm gonna do everything I can. So I'm gonna keep cranking out videos. You guys see that we're consistent every single day. Even today, I put 2 videos out. So I'm doubling down on everything to make this thing happen. All I need from you guys is to just at least share the content. If you could at least do that for me, you know, spread the word, you know, give me a thumbs up on the video, and hopefully we'll see this thing grow. That's the plan. What else we got? Ray says, I did the active grill shutter delete on my 2019 Ram Classic because of this channel. Thank you. I was wondering, did you ever check to see if the V8 E-fan would fit in the V6? I think I know what you mean. Did you ever check to see if the V8E fan motor fit in the V6 fan? I think it does, honestly. I know what you're trying to say. So I think that, we still here? Are we still live? Let me just see. I might crash on my computer. I want to make sure we're still live. Give me 1 second. Okay. So we're still live. Sorry, my computer just crashed. I want to make sure you guys could still hear me. Yeah, I think I know what you mean, putting the motor inside the V6 fan shroud. I never had to do it, but it does actually work from what I recall. You just have to make sure the same year. So make sure you get, if your truck, it has to be the 09 to 12 V6 E fan. Don't order the 13 to 18 V6 fan, and you should be able to swap it. What else we got? I have a 1998 Dakota with 213,000 miles on it. It's my family's 4th Dakota. Love these trucks and your videos. Keep up the hard work. Thanks, John. Yeah, I'm gonna provide as much content as I can for these trucks. I feel like there's a big void on YouTube, or at least the internet, for these trucks. Even when I was trying to search information for my own purposes, I didn't see a whole lot of content on these Dakotas. So I'm excited to bring it and try to deliver it in my way, which hopefully you guys enjoy, and try to bring as much informational and instructional videos and even fun videos of me trying to make this thing fast. So we'll have it all. We'll have the not boring stuff, but you know, just the repair, the maintenance, all that stuff, as well as us going crazy with it. So we'll have everything. Dylan says, are you gonna get another Ram? So I do have a Ram. It's I've said it a few times, but I know you guys haven't seen it yet. It's 2005 SRT10 Viper Ram. I just gotta bring it here. It's not stored here. It's stored at my mom's house, actually, so I gotta go get it at some point, but it's not like just around the corner because she doesn't live close to me, so I gotta go get it at some point. I gotta figure out where we're gonna put it though, because obviously all 3 spaces are taken up at this point. Let's see. Oh damn, hold on a second. Monty just donated 20 bucks. Thanks so much, Monty. Thank you, I do appreciate it. What he said, here's 20, it ain't much, but I can throw down for the Dakota because I know those part-time blues. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I don't want you guys to I don't want it to be a sob story, but I'm just telling you the reality of it is I am part-time at this point, so yeah, I won't lie, YouTube does generate a little bit, but it's not anything crazy. You guys can go to socialblade.com, put in Boosted Motorsports, and see what the channel generates. It's definitely not enough to pay for what we're doing. So it is coming out of my own pocket. You know, I've mentioned the sponsors when we do have sponsors, and it's you know, it's here and there. I appreciate the sponsors, but at the end of the day, I'm still footing the bill for everything you guys see. So thanks again, Monty. Like I said, those of you guys that you know have the means to contribute, I appreciate it. But at the same time, you know, if somebody you know feels like they can't contribute at the same time, don't feel guilty or anything like that. I don't want it to be that kind of vibe, or I don't want to feel like I'm, you know, demanding it. I'm still going to deliver good content, but those that can support it, I definitely appreciate it. And at the same time, I'm going to keep the content rolling. If things get tight, I'll definitely let you guys know. But for now, we're still on track. I'm just letting you guys know that this is a recent thing that just happened, so I'm trying to budget in my head to keep this rolling. So, but like I said, I want to deliver content and keep it rolling, because if we go 3 weeks without doing something, it's going to get boring for me and boring for you guys. So I want to keep it going. So yeah, thanks again, Monty. I do appreciate it. And let's see. So yeah, I do have the Ram. Paint Gun Express says, hand out wrenches to subscribers to moderate the haters. I don't even know how to do that, honestly. I think that's when let me see how to do that. Let me see if I can just click on something. Add moderator. Let's try it. Let's add Paint Gun Express just for fun. I don't even know how to do it. We'll just try it. There. Paint Gun Express, you're a moderator. I don't know what that did, but we'll both learn together at the same time. There you go. Brayden says, so if you are going to change the color, what are you going for? I honestly love the blue color. Oh, hold on a second. Let me continue that thought. Somebody just donated 30 bucks. R-Shot Accessories. Brother, same here. Please put this to a mod from R-Shot Accessories. Thanks so much. Again, I appreciate you guys. Like I said, don't feel obligated, but if you guys have the means, you know, you guys rest assured, you guys know I'm gonna dump, you know, the money right back into the channel, right back into the mods. So Like I said, I'm going to be announcing the Patreon thing, and what I want to do is I'm still going to deliver the same good content. I'm not going to like do like that sellout thing where some of the channels, I know a lot of people got mad when they turned on the Patreon thing and kind of like left their subscribers in the dark. So I'm not going to do that. What I do want to do is I'm going to turn on the Patreon shortly, and I'll get into details on it a little bit later. But I think, and you guys can give me your feedback on what you guys think makes the most sense for this whole thing to work. But just what I'm thinking, you know, is I'm trying to put myself in your guys' shoes. Is I'm going to turn on the Patreon thing, and I'm going to give back what I can. So I'm going to make specific Boosted Motorsports stickers. So I'm probably going to do some windshield banners. I'm going to make some Team Boosted Motorsports stickers, so it'll actually have team on it, and in addition to the actual logo. So I'll send those out. I'll probably try to do some discount coupons as well, some promo codes on the actual merch. So hopefully you guys can get like the merch at cost or whatever it is. So I think I'm going to do that. So if you sign up for the Patreon, you'll get any of the merchandise pretty much at cost, whatever that might be. And I'll give you guys some stickers back, the Team Boosted Motorsports stuff. But at the same time, with the Patreon, and then when I turn that on, I have the ability to add channel memberships, which is what it is. So there's like kind of like this whole other window that opens up. So there's kind of content that I can give to people that are paid subscribers. So I want to do it in such a way that doesn't make, you know, the main brunt of the subscribers feel left out. But I'm thinking what I'm going to do is, for some guys that maybe want to kind of chat or talk one-on-one about what their project is, or you know, they want to kind of bounce ideas off me, I think I might use that as the channel. So if they want to, you know, subscribe to the Patreon thing, I can chat and devote a little bit more attention to answering some of their questions. We can get into that, you know, specific chat or forum or video content that's for the Patreon subscribers. And I can try to be a little bit more personal in that space. So that's kind of what my idea is. And also, depending on how the whole Patreon thing goes, those people that are contributing the money too, if they like really want to see a certain mod or something like that, then I'm going to try to fulfill that. I think that's kind of fair, right? So that's kind of just my idea. You guys let me know what you think of that. I'm trying to be as reasonable as possible with this thing. So a lot of channels have it and they have it turned on. But that's the way I'm thinking of using it. So I'll have it so they'll get some, you know, get some discounts on merch. They'll get Team Boosted Motorsports stickers. They'll get the opportunity to have kind of different live chats where they can ask certain questions specific and kind of get me one-on-one instead of amongst a bunch of other people asking questions that I'm trying to get to. So that's my idea. Let me know what you guys think. But yeah, I'm going to try and deliver that, but I'm going to try to do it so that it doesn't disrupt anything. Everything is still going to go as planned. I'm just going to try to offer an additional service in addition to what we have. So I think that's the most fair way, and I think everybody would be happy with that. But let me know what you guys think. Let's see what else we got. So thanks again, R-Shot Accessories. Check them out. Actually, you can Google R-Shot Accessories. They make a bunch of cool stuff. I'm pretty sure it's Razor stuff, so those side-by-sides and stuff. They have all sorts of cool stuff. So check them out because I've actually chatted with him before. So thanks again. Cappy T says the truck is dope. Thank you. Trust me, if you guys think the truck looks cool now, wait till you see it when we're done with it. It's gonna get crazy. What else we got? Ben says, have you done any mods to your Jetta, or is that more your daily type vehicle? So the Jetta that I have now, I did have a TDI, a diesel version. That one was hopped up, but this one is just bone stock. It's just got lowering springs on. It's got Eibach lowering springs, but that's pretty much it. So I try to just keep that vehicle stock. It's just my bread and butter that I can just jump in, drive it. It's comfortable. It's not noisy or obnoxious, and I can just go about my day. So that's that car, and these are all the play cars. What else we got? John says, I saw you got the front headlights. Are you going to get the rear ones or just leave them stock? I'm trying to, for now, I'm just going to do the fronts. I'm going to try to find something for the rear that doesn't look cheesy. The front ones that I got are very clean looking, and that's what I want to try to do with the back. So I'll do my research on the rears and get those, but the front ones were just super crusty, so we had to get rid of those. Matt Glover says, when are you putting the headlights in? I'm going to try and do it this weekend. trying to fix all the leaks. We're almost done. Like I was mentioning earlier, the rack has to go in. Once the rack goes in, that should take care of all the leaks, and then I can start getting into the fun stuff. So it should be it. Fun fact, the Dakota rack is pretty much, well actually it is, it's the same rack that's in the Viper. So yeah, I'm not making that up. It's almost identical. There's a couple small differences, but I replaced the rack in the Viper, and a lot of the parts from the Dakota rack are interchangeable. Like if you laid them side by side, they're almost identical. Obviously, like the steering ratio is gonna be different, but the rack itself is almost the same rack. Let's see. I'm running low on battery on my PC at least, but let's see. We'll probably wrap it up here shortly. Matt says, when are you gonna put the headlights in? Answer that one. Thor, also your plan for distribution or distributor wires plugs is solid. So awesome that 5.9 you can still use distributors and wires even into 2000s. Sometimes old school makes big improvements easy. I honestly, yeah, I mean, I wish it had coil packs on it, full disclosure, but yeah, I just finished putting all that stuff on it, but we definitely need some new wires. It's got mishmash of wires on there, and I want to put a better coil pack on it. But yeah, it's definitely running better already, but you guys will see that in the video tomorrow. I finished filming most of it tonight. I'll edit it, and you guys will have it before noon tomorrow. Daniel says, watching from NorCal. Thanks, Daniel. Appreciate it. Like I said, I try to keep this channel as real as possible, try to keep it humble, and hopefully that comes through on my videos. I just try to keep it real with you guys. Like I said, there's companies that try to approach me with like silly products, and I don't even want to sell that, like not sell it, but I don't even want to, you know, put that in your face or anything like that. So if there's something that I truly think would be cool for us as a group, and that's how I consider this, then I'll show you guys what it is. But you know, if somebody just wants their little gizmo or air freshener or little doohickey to be on the channel, I'll tell you right now, it's not going to happen. So I value the channel and the quality on it. So Marco says there's a mad dog at your house right now. Is it really coming through? There's a dog outside. I can hear it, but I'm not paying attention to it. Maybe I've just gotten used to it. Christian says, I have a 99 Durango with a 5.2 in it. I love trucks. Your Dakota looks cool, man. I really enjoy it. Thanks, Christian. It's going to look even better, I promise. So we'll wrap things up here. Thor says, let me see. Give me 1 second, actually, guys. I'm just going to grab the power supply for my computer so we can continue this. So give me 1 sec. This is the stuff that you see when you go live that you don't normally see on regular YouTube. So we're learning together. I guess my laptop battery doesn't last as long as our live chat does. But that's cool, whatever. This is real life. Everything's not perfect in the real life world of doing the YouTube. So while my computer boots up, let me close that door so that hopefully we don't hear that barking if you guys can still hear it. I'm gonna let the computer do its thing. 1 second. All right, so let me grab this and maybe I can just freestyle like this. All right, let's do it this way. Hopefully it's not too shaky for you guys. Actually, I can do it from here. We don't need the computer, screw it. So let's do, let's let it a little bit more interesting. Let's walk around for a second. There's a mad dog. Sorry, I'm just catching up on the comments on this thing. Thor said, appreciate you doing. Yeah, it's super hot out. So like I said, if you guys see me in this tank top, the reason why I'm wearing flip-flops, like it's 105 degrees out here. So it is ridiculously hot. So we got the doors all cracked. I just closed that one, but it's definitely hot, but we're still making progress here. What else we got? Darren says, yep, I had trans rebuilt when I did a 2.4 drop. Hopefully I'm good for a while. Did the tune-up also like you did on the Dakota. What do you suggest for a brand of tuner? Mine is O2. I'm still looking into the tuner stuff. Once I kind of make my final decision, I'll definitely post you guys on you know, what my decision is. But I don't want to give you an answer just yet because I'm still investigating it myself. Matt says, very beautiful Viper. Hope to own one day sometime soon. Yeah, like I said, I felt the same way. This was like my dream car, and I just kept grinding at it. You know, to kind of give you guys a little bit of backstory, I had a bunch of cool stuff. Like I had an S2000 that I had turbocharged, 700 horsepower. It was like my pride and joy, and I sold it. I sold it for probably a lot less than I should have. And the guy still owns it. He's definitely the right owner for it. He takes good care of it. But I sold that car, and I also had a lifted 2009, a sweet truck. It was one of the first like rough country 6-inch lifts on the 4th gens. I had one of those all done up, and I sold that, and I sold my sports car, and I drove a 2001 Golf TDI, like just a complete piece of junk. And I actually saw my truck drive past me, and it just like my heart sank. The new owner drove past like a few weeks or a month later, and I just you know, I kind of felt like I was going backwards in life, but I kept my head down. I drove that little car. It you know, saved me a lot of money on gas and fuel. And you know, one day this showed up. So let me close this garage door so we don't hear a bunch of dogs barking, hopefully. Okay, so let's make things interesting here. All right, so that's my little side story. Like the live series, pretty awesome. Work in the garage, keep watching these videos. Yeah, so if you guys like the live format, we can do it. I just, I'm trying to battle with what time that you guys like to do. Let me spin this around. So just what time you guys are best, because I'm trying to make it so that people on the East Coast can watch this too, and people on the West Coast, and it kind of fits with everybody's time schedule. So that's kind of the only thing I'm battling with. If 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time works for you guys, then we can do it then, or if it needs to be a little bit earlier. But drop a comment in the comments below, and we can work through that. But let me flip this around because I want to show you guys. So here's the headlight. I know you guys have seen it before. It's got the saran wrap on it. But these things are going to look so good. Like, I can't wait to put this thing on. Let me grab it here. I'll show you guys. So look at how crappy those look. And then this is what it's going to look like. It's going to look unreal. So you can kind of get an idea for it's going to look like a newer Ram, honestly. It's going to look way, way better. So that piece of rubber that's dangling, it goes up there. So it's the same as a factory piece. It just goes up through there and clips into the fender. So that's what that is. So yeah, once we get these on, which I'm hoping it's this weekend, that's the plan. So everything's back on, wires are on. You guys will see this all tomorrow in tomorrow's video when I upload that. So new distributor's on, wires are on, new plugs are in. It starts, it runs, it sounds way better. And that's kind of where we're at. I mean, I do need a windshield at some point. I think I kind of showed you guys this. So we'll need to do a windshield. This is all, maybe this is probably better. See how this vinyl is all cracked up here? So it has this fake carbon fiber stuff. But yeah, that needs to be redone at some point. And like I said, like the paint looks good, but then if you really go in, like, that's what I was saying. It's kind of like a 10-foot away paint job. So it looks shiny, but then you start getting into it, and like somebody had a bed cover on it at some point, so it's all kind of scratched up here. So, I mean, for what we got the truck for, it looks good. You know, 5 feet away, 4 feet away, it looks good. You start getting close and you start seeing the age for sure. I do want to put a new one of those on, so I'll probably put an LED one up there. One nice thing about this truck compared to the Ram is it doesn't have the CAN bus issues, but I actually don't mind these taillights. I think they look pretty cool. They're not as crusty looking as the headlights for sure. Let's see what some of you guys are saying. Yeah, so I think everybody's in agreement with the headlights. I think they're gonna look sick. So once we get those headlights on, it's gonna be legit. Nathan says, "What's up from Texas?" What's up, Nathan? Indiana after 8. I live in the paint booth. I bet, man. I bet. I need to get over here and paint this truck. This thing is looking horrendous. Ben says it's gonna look awesome. Yep, I'm hoping to have them on this weekend, so hopefully we can get those headlights on. Yeah, Texas is 2 hours ahead, so I know it's late for you guys over there too. Ivan says, do you have any RAM parts still? I don't. I honestly, I'm trying to think if I have. Actually, you guys are gonna laugh. I have one thing, but I'll show you what we're gonna do with it. I kind of wanted to save this for a video, but I keep forgetting. This is just my drawer of mishmash. You want to see what I still have from the RAM? This is the only thing I have left from the RAM. And you know where it's gonna go? Right there. So that's the only thing. Everything else is pretty much sold. The only thing that I'm gonna do, and I promised you guys, I've been so busy, is I have a bunch of different stuff that I kind of wanna give away. So we'll do some giveaways. I gotta blow the dust off this, but they're brand new. They're rock lights. So we have LED rock lights. So I'll try to get those stuff. Remind me, you guys, that I do want to give those away, but I kind of want to show you guys how they install on this truck before I give them away. So kind of want to show you guys what I'm going to do with them, and then that way it gives you guys an idea. And you guys can do that. Check out the interior, though. I don't know if it comes through on the camera. It's so much better than it was when we originally got it. Like, it looks as new as it probably or possibly can. So anyways, I think that's pretty much it, you guys, unless you guys want to chat about anything else. Monty says, yeah, midnight here in the Midwest, can't sleep, and got the notification for the live. A little earlier wouldn't hurt. Yeah, so you guys probably saw, like, I put in the, I think it's like community or something, so you guys can see the posts that I make. So I put in there what time you guys wanted to see or have a live chat, and we can just kind of kick it like this. So I put like 3 options in the poll. I think I put 7 p.m., 8 p.m., and 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, and like 65 or 68% of the people said they wanted it at 9 p.m. So I was prepared to do it at 7 o'clock Pacific, but everybody voted for later for some reason. Still kind of sick. Ben says, when I'm out at work in Alberta, anytime after 6 Mountain Time works great. And then when I'm home in BC, you're all over the place, man. You're in Alberta, you're in BC, like I am for a couple months. Anytime works. Evening is usually easiest. Yeah, let me know. I'm just joking around with you guys, but anyways, just busting your chops about that. But if if it's Friday nights or Saturday nights or Sunday nights, drop a comment in the comments below. I'm gonna leave this live video up, so hopefully people can continue to comment on it. But yeah, that's kind of what I wanted to do. Also, side note before I forget, I've had this idea for a while. I don't know if there's any other like big YouTubers watching this or anybody that's interested in this. So this house, it's like a 4-bedroom place with 3-car garage, and we got a bunch of space. I've kind of considered opening it up to other YouTubers or people that want to kind of make their way to California. You know, they see what we're about, and if you're kind of on the same page, I'm gonna try to rent out some of the other rooms that are in this place. So if you potentially wanted to move to Southern California, hit me up. I want this place to kind of have the same vibe. You guys already know what the vibe is, but if you're interested in living in this area, there's a ton of car stuff and automotive stuff. Like, I kind of live in the mecca of the automotive industry. So if you guys have ever wanted to move down here and you guys are legit, hit me up on DM or Facebook or wherever you want, and see if we can make it happen. I mean, even if you have a project that you're trying to work on too, hit me up. Who knows? It could turn into something. I'm kind of trying to lean towards some of the other YouTubers that are trying to make it too, because it could kind of be like a whole network. But it's kind of just a side idea I've had for a while, because I have like multiple rooms in the place, but I don't want to just rent it out to anybody. But I've kind of considered that. But if there's anybody that might be interested in something like that, shoot me a message. But I just kind of wanted to throw that out there. Let's see. Ivan said, did you ever hear about green racing? Funny you ask. So I worked with Green quite a bit, and we're the ones that kind of got the supercharged ProCharger tune for his Hemi stuff. For the 5.7, we worked on it and got it a lot faster. So when we started off with the base map, it was kind of mediocre, but me and him worked and we learned a lot of things together, and we got that thing flying. So Green Racing, we're the ones that got that thing rocking. So we ended up getting that truck almost into the 11s, and that was a full weight truck. So definitely heard of Green Racing. But yeah, good things about him. If you're considering using him, I have nothing but good things to say about him. So that's pretty much that. Anyways, you guys, I think that's a long enough chat for today. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Anything else, if I missed anything, you guys have any questions, hit me up one way or another, whether it's, we also have a Facebook group chat. If you guys want to join that, just search Boosted Motorsports group. If you guys want to go on Facebook, you guys want to go on Instagram, we're pretty much everywhere. So wherever you guys want to hit me up, feel free to reach out. Anything I've said that's interests you today, I'm still holding this little antenna. Hit me up, but the content's going to keep rolling. Tomorrow we got the power steering rack going in, and we'll keep at it. Anyways, guys, have a good weekend. Have a good night. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks to everybody that contributed tonight. And let's do this more often, but comment below which day and which time works best for you. And I'll try to find a balance and what works best for everybody. We'll make it happen. All right. See you later, guys. Take care.